After losing 10 more pounds and getting to 240 pounds, we were off to Paris. We flew on Air Tahiti Nui.
I was sure this was premium comedy. It looks so nice.
And lucked out by not having a full flight, so we were able to spread out and get 2 full rows to ourselves. After landing,
Where are you?
France. Paris.
We hired a driver and went to our happiest place on earth. No, not Disneyland, though we did eventually get there. We went to Costco and checked out all of the incredible products available in Paris.
Okay, like the cheese apple, right?
After that, we checked into our hotel, took a stroll to the Arc De Triomphe, had some French snacks, and then everybody went to sleep. The next day, we toured the Louvre and saw all the beautiful pieces, including the Mona Lisa. The kids were desperate to see Hammurabi's code, which they had learned about in school, so we searched the whole palace and finally found it. We walked through the streets of Paris, window shopped the Champs Elysees, played around in the parks, bought some books at Shakespeare and Company, and enjoyed fine dining in a Parisian restaurant.
I'd be happy to eat any extras. It's so good. Of the escargot.
Seriously?
The next day, we were off to Disneyland Paris.
Disneyland!
And we enjoyed comparing and contrasting the rides with the ones from our local Disneyland in California. My favorite ride was Phantom Manor, because Haunted Mansion is always my favorite ride. The Pirates of the Caribbean was great too. Another cool difference was the art in the castle and the dragon in the basement. The Indiana Jones was a roller coaster. The Hyperspace Mountain had several inversions. And there was a walk through Alice in Wonderland maze that the kids enjoyed, while the adults took a break.
Disneyland Paris has mulled wine.
There were lots of yummy treats, and the classics were there too, like It's a Small World, The Teacups, Snow White, Storybook Land, Autopia, and in a surprising turn of events, Casey Jr. was way more fun in Paris, as it was a mini roller coaster. At the end of the day, we went to a special dinner at La Entrecôte. Mr. Space Dadza had been wanting to go there for years, and it lived up to the hype.
I think that's actually pretty good. Super tasty, and the sauce is real good.
Was it worth the wait after that long, long line?
This was freaking incredible. This is amazing. This was absolutely worth the wait. I want that sauce in everything I eat from now on. And I know that if I did that, I would die. It would literally kill me and derail everything I'm trying to accomplish. And I want to die that way anyway. Just kidding. But really good vacation food.
We're staying in Paris.
The next day was scheduled for a trip up the Eiffel Tower.
We're at the Eiffel Tower.
But in a very French turn of events, they shut down the Eiffel Tower due to protests.
There's a strike.
They closed the Eiffel Tower. What are the odds?
Yeah.
We walked around it and throughout Paris, took a Seine river cruise, then spent the evening at the Moulin Rouge. We had fun trying so many French foods throughout Paris, and even if some people didn't like every single thing, it was a great experience.
Holy moly, that's good. That is different.
The next day, we had breakfast at the cutest Parisian cafe. Then we visited Versailles and had a really intense storm hit Paris. The inside of the palace was spectacular, and the gardens were toured from the comfort and warmth of a golf cart we rented. We were soaked through and frozen solid when we got back to Paris, so we set up a French picnic in the hotel for dinner. We got up super early for a grand tour of the Loire River Valley, and were taken in a small group throughout the beautiful Chateaux country. We toured Chambord, which had really cool double helix staircases. We toured Amboise Castle, which Jelly Bean had learned a lot about because it's famous in her Leonardo da Vinci book. And then there was my favorite, Chenonceau. Chenonceau is built out into the river, and when you're there, it feels like a magical fairy tale. Even though the storm had continued throughout the whole day, it was still spectacular.
What do you think?
It's quite grand and very large.
We had a blast seeing parts of France outside of Paris. We enjoyed a lovely lunch in the countryside.
Cheese plate.
Cheese plate?
Yeah.
Hey, how it is.
It's really good.
And enjoyed great French wines. For our last day in Paris, we toured the Catacombs, and I was so happy that I had pre-booked tickets through Viator because it was completely sold out by the time we got there. Our special tour included an off-the-main road visit where we saw very cool carvings in the ancient limestone quarry. We also saw the famous bones, where past Parisians were relocated. We enjoyed our last dinner in Paris by having all the traditional items on our list.
Cheers.
Popped into your head.
I know.
What does it mean?
I know. Yummy.
escargot,
Chow Tai.
beef tartare,
It's good.
and creme brulee. The next morning, we flew back home.
Au revoir, Paris.
Paris had been incredible and definitely worth the work and the weight loss.
I thought Paris was great. It was really fun, and there was a lot of fun things to do.
After such an incredible trip, we were all starting to get excited for me to earn another one. So now, I've got to get back to work, losing that weight, and to see where we're going to go next. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons for more, and support our work on Patreon.